I will not disappear. I will not let you buy me off. And I will not become the next Cassie. What turned Jennifer Lawrence, once quiet and seemingly powerless in the face of Diddy's overwhelming influence, into the fearless woman now testifying against him in federal court? Her chilling statement ripped apart the glamorous illusion surrounding Diddy's empire. Once a silent attendee at his infamous freak-off parties, now a key witness alleging violent abuse, sex-fueled manipulation, and a twisted network of control. Now, placed on the federal witness list by the U.S. government and granted full identity protection, Jennifer Lawrence stands as a critical threat to the empire that Sean Diddy Combs spent years building and hiding. But the question remains, will her resolve and the force of the law be enough to expose this deeply embedded criminal ring? Or will she be the next to pay the ultimate price for speaking out? The Oscar-winning actress known for Silver Linings, Playbook, and her iconic role in The Hunger Games stood before the court, composed but fierce. In her hands, a sealed silver box. In her eyes, fire mixed with pain. Across the courtroom, Diddy sat stone-faced, his hands clasped tightly, his knuckles white, not from cold, but from fear. Jennifer, the woman he never thought would speak, now stood ready to burn it all down. She began slowly, her voice low but razor-sharp. No one forced me to be here. I came because the truth matters, and I will not let anyone silence me. She lifted the silver ring from the box. This was sent to me by Daniel Rhee, my friend, someone who gave everything to expose what's really going on. Her voice cracked slightly as she held the ring, a delicate design with a deep red square stone, gleaming like a drop of blood. Daniel was more than a friend. He was the only one I trusted when everything around me felt off, when those fancy invites started to feel more like traps. Her voice turned soft, haunted. He wasn't just a reporter, he lived for the truth. He once told me, "If anything happens to me, you're the only one I trust to finish what I started." She paused. When this ring arrived, I knew. It wasn't just a goodbye. It was a mission. Jennifer's hands trembled slightly. He only left a scrap of paper with it. It said, "You were at that party. You need to know the truth." 2 days later, Daniel was dead. A so-called accident. His car veered off a dark road in the middle of the night. But Jennifer knew Daniel. He always checked his car, always cautious, but that night he called me. He was scared, said someone was watching him. He'd found something big, a network. She held the ring higher, its reflection, catching every eye in the room. This ring, it's not just jewelry, it's surveillance. A memory card slot hidden inside, loaded with audio and video tech I've never seen. He called it the Eye of God. Diddy used it to track loyalty, to control, to silence. Panic flickered in Diddy's eyes as she spoke. The courtroom was dead silent. A tech expert was called in. Within moments, they extracted data from the ring and projected it onto a large screen. The footage, grainy but clear, revealed a luxury room drenched in dim golden light. Stacks of cash, disturbing conversations. At the center of it all stood Diddy. "We can't let anyone stand in our way. Handle them, at any cost," his voice echoed. Then came the real bombshell. A clip from one of the parties. Jennifer appeared in the background, looking nervous, trying to slip away from the crowd. Another segment showed her being ushered into a smaller room. A glass was forced into her hands. The music was loud. Her protests were muffled. A hand covered the camera. Then, blackout. Jennifer took a breath, steadying herself. That night, I was invited by someone in the industry. They said it was for charity, for underprivileged children. Why would I question that? But when I got there, it was nothing like they said. She stared at Diddy. Her words cut like knives. The lights were low. The mood was dark. And from the moment I stepped in, I knew I shouldn't have come. The music was deafening, swallowing every word in the room. Jennifer pressed on, her voice faltering slightly. She saw Cassie, Kim Porter, other famous faces, singers, directors, people she recognized, but the energy in the room felt off. This wasn't a charity gala. Cassie was off to the side, refusing a drink from a man, most likely one of your staff, Sean. Her eyes were wild, scanning for an exit, but every door seemed guarded. Kim Porter, someone Jennifer had seen at past events, stood quietly by a window, her expression tight, almost resigned. That's when it hit Jennifer. None of them came here freely. They'd all been pulled in under false pretenses. "We were pawns in your twisted power game, Sean," she said. "None of us saw it coming." She remembered feeling uneasy from the beginning. Someone handed her a drink. When she declined, they laughed it off, telling her to loosen up. She tried to slip away, but people, your people, Sean, blocked her path. "The party's just getting started," they told her. She didn't realize she'd been brought into one of your infamous freak-offs, designed to trap, manipulate, and control. Her fists clenched as she fought to steady her voice. After one sip, everything went blurry, she admitted. "I don't remember what happened. Just flashes, locked doors, a pounding in my head, the overwhelming need to sleep. Somehow, she got out. She still doesn't know how. But later, she saw the footage. Daniel was there, recording everything with the ring. Maybe he caused a distraction. Maybe he got someone to help. Whatever it was, he put everything on the line to get her out. Without him," she said, her voice breaking, "she may never have escaped that night." Diddy leaned toward his lawyer, Robert Clean, whispering furiously. His face had lost all composure. He'd underestimated what that ring could do, how far its contents would reach. Secrets he thought buried forever were now unraveling in public view. Cleany stood up abruptly, voice sharp. "These videos could be fabricated. There's no solid evidence the ring belonged to Daniel Rhee. This is emotional manipulation. Nothing. More." Jennifer didn't flinch. Her gaze locked on him, eyes cold. "You can dig all you want, but this ring doesn't lie. What it recorded is real. It captured what he did, the pain he caused, and how he silenced every voice that tried to speak." A tech team entered, unlocking the hidden base of the ring. Inside, a microport and an advanced processor, technology far beyond consumer grade. After examining it, one expert confirmed, "The data is untouched. Encryption is military grade. No signs of tampering." Diddy sat motionless, his eyes hollow. For the first time, he wasn't in control. Jennifer lowered her gaze. "When I first got the ring, I was scared. I didn't want to see what was inside. But when I watched the footage, when I saw myself, everything changed. I couldn't ignore it anymore. I saw others too, Cassie, people I trusted, trapped in your web. I saw the threats, the deals. I saw everything you thought would stay hidden. But what struck her most wasn't just the freak-offs. It was how Diddy bought their silence, with shine. He didn't just use power, Jennifer said. He used glamour. Flashy trophies, diamond necklaces, fake awards. They weren't gifts, they were chains. One video played, Diddy smiling, handing Cassie a crystal trophy etched with "Rising Star." His words were quiet, chilling. "Stay quiet and the spotlight stays yours." Cassie lowered her head, clutching the trophy, not with pride but fear. Another clip showed a young chart topper accepting a jeweled ring. Diddy's voice again, cold. "This is your key to my world. Betray me and you lose it all." The girl smiled, but her eyes screamed for help. Jennifer's voice cracked as she looked around the courtroom. "I got pulled into it too. After one of those parties, someone handed me a red velvet box. Inside, diamonds and a letter. I'd been selected for a Rising Stars award. They told me if I stayed quiet about what I saw, my future was secure. But it wasn't a reward," she added, her voice now firm. "It was a warning." She turned to face Diddy. Her voice rose, clear, strong. "Those awards were fake. They weren't about recognition. They were about silence. They were your, way of making us feel indebted. But not anymore. They weren't just gifts. They were warnings. And when I refused that gift, the threats began. Anonymous late-night messages. Stay silent, or your family pays. I was pushed out of the spotlight, left to live in fear. The scariest moment came when I received a photo of my son at the park. Scrawled across it were the words, "You know what to do." "I'm not here for revenge," she said, voice unwavering. "I'm here for my son." They stalked him. They messaged me at night, warning me that if I ever spoke out, he'd be next. Every night, I'd sit beside his bed, watching him sleep, trying not to break when he'd ask, "Mom, why are you so sad?" I feared the world you built, Sean, would take away his innocence. Those messages, "Keep quiet or your son won't be safe," they shattered me. One time I spotted a suspicious car near his school. I held him all night, whispering I'd protect him, no matter what. I'm standing here now so he can grow up free of your grip. I've let your power dictate my life long enough. A tear slid down her cheek, but she didn't brush it away. She let it fall, proof of her strength, not weakness. This ring, the one Daniel Reese used to expose everything, it's more than a device. It's our voice. It's the truth, and it won't be silenced. She paused. It changes your entire life. It's brutal, and it's beautiful. Then came the chilling detail. Jennifer revealed an anonymous call she got in 2023, right after rejecting Diddy's party invite and gift. The voice told me to stay quiet, to keep the peace. I saved the number. It was untraceable, but it fit the pattern, the intimidation, the control. Her voice hardened. They wanted me scared, but I'm done being scared. Her words weren't just a testimony. They exposed a system designed to silence victims with fear, calls, and manipulation. Diddy sat frozen. His hands clenched. The ring, once a symbol of his control, now threatened to destroy everything he built. But the silver ring wasn't the end. Jennifer's eyes shifted to a sleek silver box. Inside, a thin envelope. A map. A final clue from her late friend Daniel Reese. Hands trembling, she opened it. It wasn't a typical map. It was a hand-drawn blueprint of underground tunnels, connecting elite LA mansions, a hidden network, real, detailed, terrifying. This, she said, her voice echoing through the courtroom, is what Daniel died to reveal. A criminal empire that doesn't just manipulate, it terrorizes. Each tunnel was color-coded, red, blue, black, each symbol marking key stops. The red tunnel? Reinforced, big enough to drive small trucks or golf carts. A hidden highway, for cash, drugs, and worse, shuttling between Beverly Hills, Bear, and Home Hills, completely off-grid. The courtroom fell silent. I couldn't ignore this, Jennifer said. Cassie, Kim Porter, all of us, we were trapped in this. Diddy sat stone-faced, but his clenched fists gave him away. His lawyer leapt up. This is nothing but drawings and wild accusations. No proof links this to my client, Judge Margaret. Sullivan stared hard at Jennifer. These are severe accusations. How can we trust this map isn't fabricated? Do you have more evidence? Jennifer stood tall, her voice steady despite the emotion in her eyes. Yes, that map came with the same ring. The one that recorded unedited videos of Mr. Combs. Daniel Reese sent it before he disappeared. He gave everything to expose this. I have no reason to lie, but every reason to make sure this truth sees the light. The judge nodded slowly. If what you're saying is true, this goes beyond anything we've seen. I'm authorizing an immediate FBI investigation. Every tunnel, every mansion, every symbol, it all gets checked. And within 48 hours, the FBI moved in. First stop? A mansion in Homey Hills, where a hidden door behind a basement wall led to a fully lit concrete tunnel. At the end, a server, room protected by biometric locks. Inside, terabytes of encrypted files, party footage, lists of victims, names of foreign collaborators, and bribes. Another stash at a bare estate held 12 suitcases packed with cash, weapons, and surveillance tech. A hidden tunnel near Pacific Palisades led to a warehouse full of ledgers and documents, deals linked to Dubai, shipments from Bogota. Even more disturbing? A list, encrypted, allegedly naming high-level members, not just celebrities, but powerful bankers, politicians, and CEOs. A note inside the server room read, "Wipe everything if raided," but the FBI got there first. Jennifer's bravery flipped the entire case. That silver ring, and the map, proved Diddy's empire was more than scandal. It was a global machine of trafficking, bribery, and manipulation. Her courage made her a federal witness. The FBI now has the videos, the data, the locations, and the names. This isn't just about Diddy anymore. It's about everyone behind the curtain. And as the FBI continues its global investigation, one question remains. Will Jennifer survive long enough to see the empire fall?